What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. I want to thank Raw 115 Hair for sponsoring this video. I got this really bomb full, okay, emphasis on the full PR package from them, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting me. As you can tell by the title, I'm gonna be doing my first freaking story time. Okay, so this is gonna be a kind of crazy story time. Well, not kind of crazy, he was crazy. This is a get ready with me. So I did my hair and makeup on camera, so I hope you guys love it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think I said that already, but I love you. I love you. So we are going to name this guy Chico. Okay, so we're gonna name him Chico. He was just insane. He was just insane. The braids are not that old. I just took a wig off. I'm going to moisturize my scalp, and I'm going to be using the Nola's Secret hair growth oil. Some in my scalp. So I met Chico in Spain. That sounds so crazy. Like, I met Chico in Spain. My mom and I actually went to Spain for like this festival. But you know, Chico was cool, it was a vibe. My mom actually knew one of his teammates' girlfriend. But before I even get to meeting Chico, like, I threw up on the flight. It was a 10-hour flight from New York to London. Honestly, I freaked out. The longest flight that I had ever been on. And you know, I was like freaked out. So I said to myself, brilliant idea. I was like, you know what? Take some edibles. So that way I could be knocked out asleep on the flight. So 10-hour flight, boom, wake up, we get to London. Mind you, we had a 2-hour layover in London. We get burgers, we get on the flight, and I start feeling like wobbly. Like, I start feeling real woozy or whatever the case may be. Threw up on the plane before we got to London. I felt so bad because we literally had about like an hour left on the flight. So did I put too much? Yeah, I put too much. I felt better after I threw up though, but we still had like about 45 minutes until we landed in London. So back to the story. Get to Spain, and as I said before, my mom knew Chico's teammate's girlfriend. We'll name her Alicia. Alicia was probably like her 30s, so maybe like 31, 32. So we get to our hotel, me and my mom. Alicia's there waiting. She's waiting like in the hotel lobby, checking in as well. My mom asked her, like, you know, who you here with, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, you know, let's just name her boo Dre. So she's like,
oh yeah, Dre is upstairs with the rest of the, you know, guys, or whatever the case may be. It's like 4 of them that's here. You know, they just coming on vacation.
Okay, cool. So we go to our suite, we go to our room or whatever, and you know, Alicia texts my mom and she's like, meet us by the pool, whatever. Long story short, we end up flopping. That same night, a pajama party. So you know, I'm cute. I had like this little black teddy on, really cute. So Alicia texts my mom, she's like FaceTiming my mom, and she's like, you know,
where y'all at? Like, you know, we got a section pull up.
We get there. I see Dre, but I only know who Dre is because of Alicia's Instagram. My mom was just like, you know, letting me know, you know, like, she's cool people, you know, she's a nice girl, whatever. Basically, we get there, and I don't know what Alicia had told Dre about like me and my mom. They were just like, you know, what's up? Like, let's get drinks. This and the third. So I'm like, okay. Chico was just there, just like in the corner, just like mad weird, just like sitting, like, you know, like not really turned, not really, like, it didn't really look like he was having like that good of a time or whatever. Just there, minding my business. And you know, Dre is like, oh hey, you know, nice to meet y'all, y'all from New York. So Chico is just like not speaking. Alicia comes to me and she's like,
oh hey, so Dre's teammate Chico asked if you wanted like a bottle.
But I was like, oh no, like, you know, I'm good or whatever. She comes back like 10 minutes later and she's like,
hey, you know, like, that's Dre's friend Chico, and she's really cute.
So I'm like, okay, well, Chico wants to talk to me, he could like come over here or whatever. Eventually he comes up to me. We end up you know, we end up talking. He's just like, give me your number, you know, we'll link. There was a pool party the next day. We went. I had my swim line running at the time. We was all in XYZ. So, you know, that was cool. We get to the pool party or whatever. I don't hear from Chico. So, basically, Chico ended up like seeing us at the pool party. Afterwards, Alicia ends up coming and she comes over with a bottle and she's like, oh,
here, like, this is from Chico.
the whole time I'm like,
Damn, like, this is like how he be getting down with like,
I know you somebody, but it's like, sheesh, like you not even gonna, you know, come and like talk to me, like sending this poor girl. This is raw Indian hair, by the way, guys. Look at this texture. Like, I'm obsessed with this freaking texture. Fast forward now, we end up vibing. The rest of the trip is cool. And after that event, Chico is just like, you know, anytime I come to America, like, I need to see you. Because I know, like, after this, you're going back to, you know, New York. So I'm not going to get to see you again. I'm just like, I don't know, Chico. I wasn't really, like, trying to hear it. So, long story short, we end up leaving Spain and he called me every day after Carnival comes back around. I ended up deciding, like, you know, whatever, I'm gonna go. He links out there or whatever the case may be. And Dre and Alicia, no, Dre isn't there, but Alicia is there. Alicia is just like, you know,
Girl, like, you know, you just roll with me.
my homegirl, she works out, like, she owns a salon out there. So she was just like, well, I'm gonna be at work. I ended up like linking with Alicia's people. Alicia knew some people that my mom knew. He tells me one night what hotel he's staying at, and he was staying at a hotel that was in like deeper in town. So I was more I wasn't far from town, but he was staying like in town. So it was at least like 30 minutes away. I think it was like a situation where like they didn't have like an extra car to come get me, like as far as I was. We ended up linking, and Alicia, her messy ass, ends up coming to the event, comes to me and she's like,
Hey, we're going to this and a third after. I really want you to come.
so I'm like, okay, I mean, like, you know, but I know for a fact that like I wasn't really trying to like go out without like, you know, my people. Like, you know, my homegirl was just like, oh, well, I'm about to like close up the shop, so I'll just come and, you know, I'll just come meet you. Just send me the address or whatever. Send me the dress code and then send me the address. Homegirl ended up meeting us at the event that we were already at, so that way we could have just like drove over there or whatever. So we drive over there and Chico is there. Mind you, Chico wasn't at the other event. I didn't say anything about it, but you know, I did find it sus because I was like, you know, you invited me out here, like, what's good with you? Alicia's messy ass invites me to the next spot that Chico is at. So we get to the front of that spot. Alicia runs up to me.
Don't be upset. I don't want you to be angry. I have no idea. But Chico was ending his baby mother and they got a section. They celebrating baby mother's birthday. He didn't even tell me. I didn't know. He just said that he was at this spot. I just thought it would be cool if we all come up, but I didn't know he could meet somebody.
So I'm like, okay, like, how could you not know though? But all right, if you say you didn't know, you didn't know. Y'all niggas is shady. Number one, you gotta be in another country. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little more turned because I was like, I was already drunk and I was just like, like, you're not about to like try to shit on me like that. Like, a lot of people there, a lot of guys. Fast forward, everything is cool. Me and Chico don't see each other. We don't speak. The next day, I go about my day. I don't hear from him. I don't hear anything. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like, this is done. Like, it's a done. He texts me and he's like,
What's up? What you doing tonight?
I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing tonight? Like, where's your baby mom? Like, where's you? Like, I just kept it cool and I just responded. And he's just like, be ready by 8. I'm gonna come get you. It's really bothering me. I don't know why this happened, but I'm just gonna try to like make it work. Get dressed, and by like 8:15, he's like, oh, hey, like I'm outside. We end up going outside, and there is this girl in the car. It's child. The girl sitting in the front, and then there's the two homeboys in the back. So I'm like, okay, you know, good night. I'm super polite. If you haven't already, go check out my last makeup tutorial that I uploaded. I didn't think anything of it. I just left it alone. She doesn't say anything, so I'm just like, oh boy, like one of those. Her energy, I just felt, was like really off. She didn't really like speak to me. She would talk to the guys, but like she wouldn't really like speak to me. We ended up going to like this concert. So he keeps like coming to me and is like, you need anything? You want anything? And then he walks away. Like, oh, you know, hey, like you having a good time? Like, you know, definitely not the person that was in Spain, which really annoyed me because I was like, I don't know like what bamboozle, what trickery you're trying to, you know, like pull, but whatever it is, I don't like it, and stop now. Anytime that you get that feeling in your freaking gut that a nigga is moving shady, he's moving funny, please acknowledge it. Even if you don't like confront him about it, don't sit there and don't act like, you know, you don't know what the hell is going on, because then the more that you play into it, that was like one of my lessons from dealing with Chico, is like, when you feel something, acknowledge it and move accordingly. Don't sit there and don't try to like play it off and, oh no, like I gotta stay cool, I gotta like be cool, I don't want to make no scenes. Fuck that. Okay, definitely not the energy that like you were giving me. The girl now is just like really grilling me, like rolling her eyes at me, just like real shady, just like that type of, like giving me that type of energy. At this point, I'm getting irritated. I'm not feeling it. So I'm just like, I'm ready to go.
What do you mean ready to go? I brought you out to have a good time. My homies is here, we vibing. You're not leaving, you're not going anywhere.
I get that you think that I can't like travel on my own out here, but I actually know people. So now it's awkward. His friends is there just like looking at me like, oh shit girl, like you don't even know what you started. And I'm just irritated, you know, my attitude. So I'm not saying anything to anybody for the rest of the night. Now all of a sudden shorty is all like key and chatty. So I'm like, okay, like something is up at this point. And like, I know it's like really dumb, but like at this point, we now end up going to this bar. There was like a little situation, and she says,
Hey.
huh? So I'm there and I'm like, did I just hear correctly? His homeboy is looking at me, he's staring at me like, but he's looking at me kind of like he's looking to see like my reaction. He's looking at me as if like, girl, like you heard what she said? She said, babe. Now I'm just pissed and I'm texting my homegirl and I'm like, yo, are you busy? Like, you know, if you're not busy, come get me. She goes and she's like talking to the homeboy, and she's like asking the homeboy something about, let's say the name was Kyle.
The day Kyle was like, mommy, something.
Chico was like,
Like, don't talk to your mother like that.
so by the time I put two and two together, I text my homegirl and I said, that was Chico's baby mother. Come get me right now. She's like, girl, I have another client. I can't. If you need, I'll send, let's say her friend's name was Steven. I'll send Steven to come pick you up if you need to leave right this instant. I will send Steven and he'll bring you to the salon. Like, now I gotta sit here, literally just sit here with you and your baby mother. That's it. Like, I'm just gonna charge my phone until Steven gets here and we're gonna go to the salon, and that's just it. Like, I'm done with you, don't talk to me no more. Like, this is mad messy. Who do you think you are? Like, I'm just, you know, I'm feeling all types of ways. He comes to me and he's just like,
My fault, I know, but that was like awkward for you.
at this point, I'm pissed. I'm just like not answering him. I'm ignoring him. He's like, okay, well,
I'll just drop you home because I don't have time for this.
you don't have time for this? Like, why would you invite me out here knowing that you was bringing your baby mother? Does she know, like, the nature of, like, our, not relationship, but, like, is she aware that, like, you wanted me to come out here? He was just like, well,
Oh yeah, she knows who you are, like, me and her not together, but you know, like, we just cool. We not in a relationship.
so I'm like, okay, so what, like, what, out of all places, out of all things, like, why would you want me to, like, be here, like, around her? I peeped how, like, you know, she was, like, grilling me and, like, giving me a little bit of attitude. I'm not with that. He was just like, yeah.
I sent her to, like, go get us, you know, something to drink or something to eat. She was being really rude to you, and I didn't really like that. You're my baby.
Baby, I'm your baby. So Steven ends up coming to get me like 30 minutes later. I leave and he had the nerve to like text me and then be like,
Wow, so you really left for another man?
I'm like, left with another man? What are you talking about? Come to find out, I found out he had more kids than he told me he had. Alicia's messy ass got a section right in front of his section that he was in. They were together but not together, her and Dre. All she wanted was company so that way she would have an excuse to do her on the trip because her man wasn't there. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look of this hair. What y'all think? I am such a fan of curly textures. This wig is bomb. Again, this is the raw Indian curly texture. I didn't do too much with the baby hairs. Remember I had like the rippling, it's still there, but you can't really tell too much, which I'm really happy about. It's the perfect like curly hair. This is definitely gonna go crazy on vacation. I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to this crazy ass story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in my next upload. Bye.